Hello everybody, welcome to Rush Reality. My name's Sam. Now there's been some really exciting and unusual things happening in the VR world over the past week or so. So I think it's really important that we jump in and talk about lots of it. First off, I recently told you that Meta were due to demo their new Cambria Headset at CES in early January this year. Now that was absolutely the case, but over the past week or so, there's been a sudden change of direction, and for some very interesting reasons. So on the 22nd of December, Meta announced that they were no longer going to attend CES. That obviously threw a spanner in the works, and I wondered why they'd made this decision, but then it became really clear. At almost exactly the same point, the CTO for Meta, John Carmack, took to Twitter to explain that their up-and-coming headset Cambria wasn't a replacement to the Quest 2, and the Quest 2 would go on to have a long and fruitful life. Now it's clear that Meta have become scared of upsetting all these new Quest 2 owners because what they've bought suddenly isn't the new thing. Now we've known since right back at Meta Connect that Cambria was never intended as a Quest replacement. It was always going to be an additional product at a higher price point aimed at a different consumer. But I understand people's apprehension. Every time I've posted a video talking about Cambria, I've heard from Quest 2 owners saying, "Oh no, gutted, maybe I'd have bought that if I'd have known that was coming." I think Meta are very apprehensive about doing anything so close to Christmas when they've got all these new users. And boy, do they have some new users. Christmas has been ridiculously successful for VR, but particularly for the Quest 2. The Oculus app tops the Apple App Store, beating out apps the likes of YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, really big apps, and all of a sudden Oculus is at the top. That is massive, and that shows an enormous amount of downloads. And the developers are confirming it absolutely has been that successful. Rec Room posted their record number of players with 1 million people logging in between the 25th of December and the 28th of December. That's an enormous amount of players in such a short time. Hand Physics Labs saw more downloads on Christmas Day than they did on their launch day, and 11 Table Tennis saw their active player numbers more than double on Christmas Day. We know from reporting that by November of this year, the Meta Quest 2 had sold over 10 million units. I wonder what that number is at now. It could be enormous. Outside of Meta, we had some interesting reports. I was particularly excited to see this up-and-coming mod for Half-Life Alyx showing Portal completely playable, and it looks very, very exciting. The modding community for Half-Life Alyx have done an incredible job, and it's almost becoming one of the best marketplaces for VR games on a PC outside of any store. If you haven't got stuck into that community and seen what you can play, you absolutely should. I'm really excited by this title. I'm going to be jumping in. I'm sure you've seen the BioShock mod previously. Absolutely incredible to play. If you want to see what else is out there, I did a video last year that showed off some of the most exciting mods that you can play. Well worth checking out. Valve released their 2021 statistics, and there was some really interesting reading. Firstly, it was surprising to see that no new VR game made it into 2021's most played VR games on Steam. I'm actually not that surprised about that. I've just done a video on the best games released in 2021, and it really was disappointing how little quality PCVR games there were. And my last thing for you today, we all got really excited when we saw that Meta were making these prototyped VR gloves that look so exciting. Well, it looks like B-haptics are going to beat them to the punch, because they have announced the Tact Glove for $299, a consumer grade VR haptic glove. Looks really exciting. Be interested to know how much it affects your use of the controllers, maybe a bit of extra restriction applied. I would love to get my hands on some, or in some. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, do me a favour, press the like button. If you want to see more content like this in the future, then a sub would be amazing. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.